Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you are doing well. End of the month coming up here. So we've been very busy at necoTECH, and I know I wanted to get on and do updates periodically about our progress during the raise that we were doing, or the investment opportunity, which we call our community round. So that is something that we went out. February of this year is when we opened it up, so that anyone could invest in necoTECH with as little as $100. So we've been broadcasting some of the things that we've been doing out there, some of the things that we're working on, and then trying to keep up to date as much as possible with the progress that we're doing. So today, wanted to be able to share a couple things with you, some of the things that we've been working on, some accomplishments that we've had over the past couple months here, and then what the investment offering means, and everything that we're working on there. So I will kick it off here. I know we've got had a couple investors that are currently invested that wanted to join us. So if you're one of those, you should have a link in your email that I will be able to add you to the stream to be able to ask anything. For anybody else watching, we want this to be interactive. So I'm not trying to take up too much of your time on a Monday, but feel free to leave any comments, questions. You should, no matter where you're watching, whether you're on our Facebook, our YouTube, on LinkedIn, you should be able to ask questions in the chat. And those will appear on our end in the background here, and then we can pull it up on screen and answer any of the questions that you have, whether that's about what we do at necoTECH, what exactly is necoTECH, or about the investment opportunity. So want to be able to be we have an open door policy and a transparency, policy here at Nico, and we extend that to any investors, any potential investors, any clients, customers, the public. That's what makes, in my opinion, good companies, right? So is being able to communicate with the audience. So for those that have been following us, you may be familiar with some of the things that we do. But I kind of wanted to give you just a quick overview of exactly what necoTECH is and a couple of the things that we're working on. So we'll see if this works. Yep. So sustainable infrastructure solutions is what we say at necoTECH. This evolved from recycled plastic and asphalt. That's kind of where we started, was our original premise. You'll hear a lot about the infrastructure industry and sustainability separately, but then together. So we are doing the largest bill in our nation's history with the infrastructure bill. So $1 trillion going into infrastructure. What we're trying to do is watch the industry, the concrete, the asphalt, the building materials industry as a whole can be more sustainable. So they are, they've been doing things the same way for a number of years, but we can be better stewards of our environment. And so that is what necoTECH has set out to do. Like I said, it started with recycled plastic and asphalt, and it's kind of evolved into that overall sustainable infrastructure solution. So what that really means to us, I'm going to skip some of these slides. It's really about sustainable equipment and sustainable materials. So we are looking at things holistically across the entire market, from the materials that we use in infrastructure, or aka asphalt, concrete products, down to the equipment that we use, and then the processes that we use to manage those. So these are some of the things that we've been working on at necoTECH. So it started with the RPMA, the recycled plastic and asphalt. We are progressing with that. So we are working with the Air Force and the Army Corps of Engineers. We're also looking to get some funding from Congress on this, because this needs to be a fully vetted research solution. So this isn't just us and our efforts. We have partnered with universities. So we're working with Ohio University down in Athens, Ohio, and Lancaster at their asphalt test lab. Our team was just out there the other day. So we're looking to partner with them. They've got a lot of great, amazing talent and resources at their lab and facilities there. And we need to make sure that this is a solution. It's not a solution for plastic waste unless it's a solution for better pavement. And so that can be more economical pavement, that can be longer lasting pavement, more durable pavement. It's got to have a performance indicator, though, on the pavement. Otherwise, it's just a linear landfill, and that doesn't solve anybody's problem. So while we've got this big plastic waste problem out there that we want to help solve, unless it's a good, viable solution for pavement or other things, it's not a solution for plastic waste. So that takes time, that takes research. And so we have been fortunate enough to have many partners alongside us in this. Looking to do this in a broad perspective way. So testing with the Army Corps of Engineers, making sure that what we're doing enhances the pavement, not with just regular traffic. Through the Army Corps and the ERDC, the Engineer Research Development Center in Vicksburg, Mississippi, we can actually simulate traffic with fighter jets, which is what the Air Force is interested in. So, can we traffic this with our fighter jets and our large bird aircraft that is capable of carrying cargo? So, we are looking to work with some Air Force bases on this in the future, and we'll continue that progress. So we're excited there. Got some efforts being submitted for some different research and funding efforts, and then we're going to continue to push the ball forward. We're part of the Next Cycle Michigan program, one of only a handful of companies selected for that. So we're going to be progressing that on the commercial side to test in real world scenario up in Michigan, up in Congressman Jack Bergman's district. He has been a power player for us and a valuable resource as we look to make sure that we're making an impact for Michigan and for the rest of the states. It's just happened that Michigan has this amazing program that we were fortunate enough to get selected for. Hot Patch on Demand, or Hot Pod as we call it, is a product that we just finished up a phase 2 contract with. So that was a $500,000 contract with the Air Force. That is for rapid asphalt recovery. So the military is interested in it for rapid runway recovery. So when the runways get damaged, we're able to patch those fast and get those. You, as the general public, would probably be more interested in it for a rapid way to recover potholes. So that is what we are targeting that one for. So we'll be working on some efforts to be able to get that out to the commercial public, to our state DOTs and municipalities, hopefully, to be able to fix potholes in a more efficient and more economical way. So that brings us to RMV, so the robotic maintenance vehicle, pictured down there. It's the crazy looking thing with the yellow robot hanging off of it. That is literally a truck with a industrial robot on it. And so that one is one that we have partnered with Pioneer and RMV. They created the technology. So they created the technology. necoTECH is the exclusive license holder for the DoD, and then has interest over in the FAA, so the Federal Aviation Administration. So we were just out testing this one last week at Port Columbus International Airport. We were actually out on the runway, scanning the runways, demonstrating the capabilities of the current version of the RMV out at Port Columbus Airport. We also did the Delaware Municipal Airport, that's City of Delaware, Ohio, and Delaware County, which is where our offices, our home offices, are located. So very fortunate to have partners in that as well as we deploy this. And the big announcement why we kind of are here today, let's see whether we can get this. All right. So we just were notified that we were selected for a phase 2 contract on the RMV. So that means a $750,000 contract on the robotic maintenance vehicle. This is working, we actually partnered with Luke Air Force Base in Phoenix, Arizona. So we will be completing a contract for research and development on the RMV for what is needed for the aviation sector. So this brings us up to a total of $1.5 million of non-dilutive capital through the AFWorks program, which is the Air Force's Innovation SBIR program. We have been fortunate. This is our 7th Air Force contract through the AFWERX program in the last 2.5 years, which anybody that's ever dealt with the SBIR program um, knows that these things take months of time usually to get awarded. To go through sitting in and doing a proposal is not an easy task. It's not designed to be easy. So these are complicated proposals. They are doable. I would suggest any company that's out there watching, see what you have that can benefit our nation's warfighters and go through the SBIR program. It's been an amazing program for us. It's not for everybody, but for us, we've been able to find fit with our civil engineers at our Air Force bases and bringing advanced technology to our warfighters, which again, for me, as a non-veteran, I very much appreciate all of our veterans and the service that they provide daily to our country. So for us to be able to have a company where we can help contribute to that, be funded by those efforts, by the congressional funding that goes through the SBIR program, vet and test it with an entity like the Air Force. That just allows us to engineer the best solutions for the civil engineering or the infrastructure market that we're going into. So we are very honored, very humbled by this contract. Like I said, so this is our seventh total AFWERX contract, our second phase two, and our sixth total SBIR contract in the last 2.5 years. So that is up there with the the fastest growing companies. So I'm not claiming that we're the largest company that's growing with the Air Force or anything, but to be awarded 7 contracts within the last 2.5 years is quite a feat. Super proud of our team. They work tirelessly. They're working right now. I'm here doing the easy part, talking to you all. They are back working on more submissions for this next cycle because we have found that we are hitting a market that has a need. Our warfighters are needing more and wanting more advanced solutions for infrastructure to help them with their daily non-sexy work, but so necessary in the asphalt and concrete world. So, we're not as cool as weaponized systems and some of the advanced technologies with all the quantum computing and the lasers and everything else. But I guarantee you, somewhere, somehow, you are using asphalt or concrete in your life every single day, whether it's the base of the floors that you walk on, whether it's the pavement that you drive to on work. This is critical needs for our entire society to function. So it's not glamorous, it's not glory, but it is critical. And we are very fortunate to have another $750,000 to pursue these efforts, this time for the robotic maintenance vehicle. So this was my promise when we set out, is that we would look for non-dilutive capital, that we would be as thrifty as we can. We are in the fortunate space of being able to secure this funding without having to give up equity, without having to dilute ourselves. So both for our current investors and for any future investors. So we're de-risking the technologies that we pursue with R&D through a valid place like the Air Force, but doing so with less risky capital than investment capital. So that doesn't mean that we're not going to continue to take on investment capital and scale. We're just able to vet the products and test them in the market with that low risk, non-dilutive capital, which for us is awesome. For our investors, it is really awesome. So because it means that your money is going to scale technologies and push the name and the brand and the solutions forward, not just take shots in the dark with research and development. So again, super honored to be able to share that with you all. So this is startups are never easy. Capital is one of the hardest things that any startup has to deal with. So to be able to have over $1.5 million, basically a seed round of capital financing without having to dilute the company, without that high risk and valley of death, that is something that is we're very proud of here at NECO. So with that being said, we do have that WeFunder open. That is the other big announcement today, is that we are going to be closing our investment offering. So we've got about almost just over 2 months. So we are going to close our investment round September 30th of 2022. When we initially launched our crowdfunding or our community round, it was designed as a way for our friends, family, and fans to participate alongside us as we knew we were going to be progressing. So we're, we love the capital and what we can do with the capital, but it wasn't really about us and our needs for capital. It was more about you all and giving a unique opportunity. That was something that was very adamant to me and the team as we progressed, was that we wanted something that allowed people to invest in something that they normally were not allowed to invest in. So for those that don't know the crowdfunding rules, I encourage you to go look at them. Any investment involves risk, so by all means, do your diligence on us. I think our wins speak for themselves, but we truly offered it as a way for people to be able to diversify their portfolio. So you invest in stocks, you invest in bonds, you invest in other things. This is just another investment vehicle. So we wanted to, that was something that we wanted to be able to offer. But the time is coming where we're going to have to move on and look at our other traditional capital offers and opportunities. And so I didn't want that to be hanging out there for too long, because as we move forward as a company, we're going to need to look at our other stuff. So you can go check us out on WeFunder. Like I said, we will keep that open until September 30th of this year. All the details have to be passed through there because it is an SEC regulated community and an SEC filed on our behalf all of our financials through 2021. So not including any of these recent contracts or wins will be included in there because we can only display what we closed the year out in 2021. So we are still very much a startup, but we are a scaling startup. We will be adding to the team as is needed to be able to complete these contracts. And we wanted the community round to be part of that, to offer, again, that opportunity for people to invest in us. So not so much about the capital needs from our side. We're good. We've got 15 months of runway plus with these contracts. So we will scale so that we make sure that that's always a balance. Like you don't want too much runway because then you're not pushing your money forward, but you don't want to have not enough runway because that's when your company fails and dies. So that's a delicate balance that we're going to keep pushing forward, keep innovating, keep delivering solutions. These contracts allow us to do that, but then we're also going, for scale capital. So to make our current investors and anybody else that invests with us in this community round, your returns, right? That is the goal when you invest in us. It's nice to get those votes of encouragement, but at the end of the day, it is your money that we're trying to multiply way more than you can get, in the traditional stock markets or anything. So we will keep that open. You can go to WeFunder, WeFunder.com/necoTECH, or go to WeFunder.com and then search necoTECH. You'll be able to find us there. And we will leave that investment offering open until September 30th. After that, we will close the round and proceed on with our next pursuit of capital. So also, so you can see this is the Entrepreneurial Center at Ohio Wesleyan University behind me. So I teach entrepreneurship at Ohio Wesleyan University in the fall. I teach the entrepreneurship, one of the entrepreneurship classes here. So teach my students how to navigate and run a business, and that's part of it. We also help a lot of other entrepreneurs, a lot of other startups with their stuff, whether that's growth capital, whether it's advice, connections to mentors, a whole bunch of things. So that is part of our spirit, both as a company and just my personal affiliation with Ohio Wesleyan University and the Entrepreneurial Center here. So I am happy to help anybody else as they look at raising capital or anything else, or connect them to even better experts than me. So because I only know what I know, which is enough sometimes and inadequate other times. So, but anyways. Very much appreciate the opportunity to be able to continue the growth at Neco. Our team is thriving. We're on record pace in our industry, in our sector. have a ton of partnerships. There's a lot that I can't talk about of things that we're doing, but I can tell you that we have a lot of amazing partners, a lot of amazing mentors and advisors that are on our team that are guiding and helping, make sure that we're making the correct moves. But also, connections galore that are coming every day. It's crazy as you progress how many different things, how many doors open. And we are very, very fortunate. I do want to say, one of the big catalysts of what necoTECH is our relationship with the Army Corps of Engineers. I would, I'm happy to connect anybody there. They're trying to do things in a big way. The ERDC particularly. So the Army Corps is its own entity. The ERDC, or the Engineer Research and Development Center in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and then they have a counter partner up in Champaign, Illinois, at the Construction Engineering Research Lab up there as well. They've been amazing partners, amazingly smart people, resources that we could not even afford as a startup to be able to have or even operate. Even if they were paid for, the operation and the know-how and the knowledge is just something that ERDC has been an amazing partner for that. So forever grateful for that and getting introduced to them. We're helping take some of their technologies to market, both for the DoD and then the non-military at large, which is all what we talk about kind of on the WeFunder campaign. So always happy to answer any questions. So even if you're viewing this later and it's not live, right now, Monday, July 25th at 3:30 to 4 o'clock p.m. If you're not watching it live and you have questions, leave them here. Our team will go back and look for questions and try to answer those. You can also ask questions right on the WeFunder campaign about anything that you have with us or necoTECH, or simply just fill out our contact form on our website. Check us out. We are more than happy to kind of tell you as much as we can of the things that we are building and where we're going. But a lot of it, is in the infrastructure market. A lot of it is, some of it's proprietary. Some of it is just advanced technologies that we can't yet share until we get them spun out of development with the Air Force and go to the commercial markets with. So with that all being said, I very much appreciate your time. My team very much appreciates your support. Even if it's as simple as sharing this video or something else, so that we can increase our brand awareness and what our mission at NECO is with developing more sustainable ways to manage our infrastructure. So the better equipment, more sustainable equipment, looking at EV, hydrogen, all that type of stuff, as well as sustainable materials. So less carbon footprint materials is the key there. That is what we're trying to do, is reduce the carbon emissions of this industry, still keep it operational. We don't have to get too wacky with too much regulation and everything else. We need enough to keep pushing the ball forward, and that enough is enough to guide the industry, right? So as we put more emphasis on that, industry can solve this. Technologies will evolve, and we will be able to create better solutions. So unfunded mandates are sometimes a devil in disguise, just because it pushes stuff too far, and then we increase costs and everything else, and nobody wins. So industry is out there, and we are solving these problems. And innovation like this occurs every day, not just from us, but from other companies too. And we are proud to and honored to be able to be part of that. So with that being said, thank you again very much for your time. Thank you for all those. We've had over 175 investors contribute already. Thank you very much for that vote of confidence, and know that we take your investment seriously and that we're putting it to good use and growing and scaling the future of sustainable infrastructure. So appreciate everybody. Feel free to ask us any questions anytime, and everybody have a wonderful and happy Monday and a good rest of the week as we close out the month of July. I can't believe I'm saying that, but as we go into the last part of the year here, the second half, hope you guys have a phenomenal second half, and enjoy. Take care, everybody.